everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be completing the last part of our basics of Tkinter library. In the near future, we'll start some projects in Tkinter. So today's topic is pretty straightforward, the entry command. As the name suggests, the entry command is used to enter some value into the Tkinter window. Now you might think it should be as simple as taking input, right? But in reality, it's not so simple. We need to define the input statement far earlier because the Tkinter GUI window displays everything in one go, not step by step as like the Python shell window. Added to this is the process of defining a variable earlier and retrieving the value the user has input. So without further ado, let's get going. So first, I will type import Tkinter as star asterisk. So as explained in earlier videos, we are importing the Tkinter library. Now the next statement, that's AV is equal to capital T K open and close parenthesis. So or you call it brackets. Next we have av.title. Okay, creators. Okay, and next we have av.geometry 200 x 200 close quotes close brackets. So here what we have done is we have now defined the necessary attributes of our Tkinter window. Okay, so now enter is equal to int var open and close brackets. So as I mentioned at the start, here comes the step of defining a variable prior to the input statement. So the capital I and V are extremely important, and int var would mean the enter variable only accepts integers as values. Int is integer and var is variable. Okay, so now the next one, av end. Let's move to the next line. Av end is equal to entry. Alright, av text variable is equal to enter. I will explain this in a bit, so let's first type the whole line and then get to it. Dot place x is equal to 15, y is equal to 50. Alright, so let me explain now what this statement does to our code. So I'm first of all naming the entry field as AVEnd, just like we name a label or a button. As usual, the capital E is pretty vital. So let's talk about the various attributes now. AV is the name of the window, as in buttons and labels as well. Text variable. So now this is something new and specific to this entry command. So it is the variable we choose to store the user's input in. Okay, so here it is enter as we had defined above. Now width is obviously the width of the entry box, and the dot place part places the field accordingly into our Tkinter window. I hope it's clear till here. So now we just have to define one function and a button. The function isn't necessary, but I'll be making one because I need to show you how to call the user's input. So let's move on. So now let's create the button. Okay, so av put is equal to button, av text is equal to, let's call it print, because I'm going to print the value at the end. Okay, and command is equal to, we are going to have a command named print. Okay, so I'll just make the P capital. Okay, so it creates no confusion. Now I'll close it. Okay, and before that I'll just define width. Okay, Okay, width is equal to, let's say, 10. Okay, so now let's just take this over to the next line and let's define a function here. So def print, the capital P, okay, print enter dot get, open and close brackets. Okay, so that's the function. So here we are going to check what the user entered. So this is something new to us. We haven't seen it before in Tkinter. So enter is the name of the variable and dot get, open and close brackets, defines what the user has input. So this is to show you that how to refer to the user's input, as well as to show you guys that the input was stored successfully. Okay, so now at the end there is just one line, and that's av.main loop. So this is going to end our window and it will make the window ready to run. So now I am going to save this file and I will run it and show it to you in action. So now I have saved the file and I have run the file as well. So before I show it to you, let me just tell you that I had to make few small corrections that were there in the code I had forgot about them. So I will show you the final code at the end as well. So now let's check. So this is the window. Here is our print button and here is the entry point or the entry field. So now I'm going to enter a number, a really big one. Okay, so 159852001. That's quite a big number. Now when we click this print function, let's see what happens. So here, moving to our shell window, here we have seen that the function was to print enter.get, and that is why it has printed, else it would have just printed 0. Okay, because that's the default value Python sets for integer variable into R. Okay, so that was simple, and we just saw it how the text we entered can be retrieved and printed as well. Okay, so now we have come to the end of the video. So before I end the video, I will like to show you the final code. So one of the things here, it was I had messed up the import statement. I had written import Tkinter as star, but it was from Tkinter import star. So sorry about that. And the other one here was just a missing equal to sign. I hope you didn't realize it. Okay. And the third one here was that I added a place here. So it wasn't that without place it wouldn't have worked, but it was what can you say, like the button was placed more towards the left. Okay, so that brings me to the real end of this video, and the whole Tkinter Basics that we have started on the channel has ended too. So before you close this tab or close the video, do let me know in the comments, would you like one long video where we recap and explain all these Tkinter stuff like label, button, how to configure them, types of message boxes and entry? And if you do, we'll surely look at your responses and make a recap video soon. So thanks for watching till the end, and please support us by liking, sharing and subscribing to the channel. It doesn't cost you anything to do the same, but it does motivate us quite a lot to make content for you all. So that's all for today, and peace.